What is going on, world? What's up, YouTube? It's Zero here. Today I'm bringing you guys a brand new episode of the 8 Below Show. Welcome everyone to 8 Below. Thanks for being here, guys, to the best entertainment related show here on YouTube. And I'm super excited about our episode here today. We have a lot of stuff to talk about, so let's get into it. A title I have been waiting to hear more on, guys, after the reveal we got is Beyond Good and Evil 2. This is a game, guys, coming out from Ubisoft at some point in the foreseeable future. And what I wanted to go ahead and do in this segment of the show is talk about everything that we want in Beyond Good and Evil 2. And when I say we, guys, I'm going to be giving you guys my thoughts and opinions here. Some of you may agree, some of you may disagree. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. So let's get into it. So Beyond Good and Evil 2 is, of course, the sequel to the first game that came out all the way back in 2003. And what I gotta say, guys, is that it sure looks from the first game to this one that there are, a substantial amount of changes to this franchise, but it looks like it's going to be, they're definitely going to give a kudos to the past and such. So the things that I want, guys, based on this second title is I want an obvious continuation of the story from the first game. The creator of Beyond Good and Evil always envisioned the Beyond Good and Evil games to span over the course of 3. So he kind of looked at it as a trilogy. And so what I'm getting at here is I want to see that direct continuation moving forward. It's been so long, though, I think it's going to be important that there are ways that Ubisoft kind of reintroduces, elements of the past to us so that we're able to understand where the game has, is kind of moving and like what direction it's going in and kind of give us a little bit of some backstory as to what happened in the past or with the first game to now. So I think that's something that'll be really important. Also, guys, the first game had a lot of emphasis, obviously being an action adventure game, but it had an emphasis on puzzle solving as well as, having stealth elements to it. And so what I would really like to see moving into Beyond Good and Evil 2 is a continuation of that. Having, of course, it being, based around an action adventure game, but also having puzzle solving, having, a lot of stealth in it as well, I think is really important. Having also wide open spaces, that being like a full open world, which it looks like we're going to be getting here with Beyond Good and Evil 2. I'm hoping that there's a lot of things to do along the journey as well. Another thing I really want is, as you're going through the story, having the ability to traverse the world in a number of ways, being able to do a lot of side missions, being able to kind of learn more and more about the lore, the story, and the legacy here of Beyond Good and Evil. And so that's what I'm really hoping for in this title. Also, from the first game to now, guys, the first game being, strictly a single player experience, I think now the times have changed. And so what I'd love to see in Beyond Good and Evil 2 is certainly a single player experience, but I also want to see a multiplayer experience as well as co-op experiences so that it's a full package. There's more ways than one to connect with this game and the franchise as a whole. Being able to, after you beat the story, being able to go ahead and play the multiplayer, play co-op with your friends, like some co-op missions, whether it's PvE where, you and your friends are going up against enemies and doing like co-op missions, or if, just playing PvP where you're playing against other people across the world. I think that this needs to be a title, guys, that really blows our minds from a graphical standpoint, which it looks like it could be. Definitely from being able to have multiple ways that we can play the game outside of just the single player story, and having ways that we can play with our friends as well. And so I think that's going to be really important moving into, of course, Beyond Good and Evil 2. Another thing, guys, for me is having a lot of, new things, new elements to this title, I think, added into Beyond Good and Evil 2 from the first one, but also having some things that, kind of giving a kudos to the past. Having new characters is going to be really important, but also having existing characters from the first game. Having new enemies, but also having existing ones from the past. And the same thing with like locations and environments. Having new places we're exploring, new places that you're going to, but also giving, like I said, a kudos to the past. Being able to kind of go around some of those same areas that you went to in the first game, I think will be really important. And Ultimately, guys, we've waited so long for this game. The last thing I really want is just for Ubisoft to take their time with this title. They've taken a lot of time, obviously, between, the first one and this game, but I really want them to take their time, wait for it to be fully ready, whether that means you have to wait for the multiplayer modes and wait for, other modes outside of the single-player story, or really just kind of making it as good of an experience as possible so that when we get the game, it's a finished, finalized product, which they can update over time, but it's something that we're able to just really sink our teeth into and, spend hours upon hours playing. But overall, guys, I want to hear from you all. What do you guys want to see in Beyond Good and Evil 2? Let me know in the comment section down below. And for more Beyond Good and Evil 2 content and videos, stay here with Zero TV. One of my most anticipated games of the year, guys, is Watch Dogs Legion. I have been incredibly excited about it. You can check out all of my Watch Dogs Legion content here on the YouTube channel, but I wanted to go ahead, guys, and talk about, since we've been getting more news based around Watch Dogs Legion, I wanted to go ahead and talk about everything that we know now about Watch Dogs Legion. So let's get into it. In an article, guys, written by PC Games, Watch Dogs Legion and all the latest details. So, the first and obvious thing is that it's not called Watch Dogs 3, as many of us had expected. It's called Legion. Why Legion? One of the early gameplay features to be shown off gives us the ability to turn any citizen on the street into a playable character, which right off the bat, guys, I think that's one of the most unique things that Watch Dogs Legion has to offer, is being able to turn just normal citizens into playable characters. Now, there's been people have stated that this is not going to be a good thing because you're not going to be able to connect with any one specific character, but I think that this is so different that it's going to be really actually good that we have a game like this that exists out there. So I'm all on board with that. So there's a bit of an army of hackers vibe going on, and thanks to a recent hands-on with the game, we got plenty more details. The previous game is something of an overlooked gem this generation. Watch Dogs 2's PC gameplay and tone rivaled even GTA 5 in its best moments, but was swallowed up by the myriad impressive sandbox games that also landed in that time, such as Horizon Zero Dawn and Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, which I 100% agree with, guys. I think Watch Dogs 2 was really something that was overlooked by many people. Now, as far as the Watch Dogs Legion release date, the release date is October 29th, 2020. This new launch date was announced during the Ubisoft Forward 2020 conference. Of course, guys, Watch Dogs Legion was initially set to release on March 6, 2020, got delayed essentially, probably partially because of the pandemic going on. But also, guys, October 29th, that's, it's coming up sooner than, you might, before you know it, you blink your eye, and this game's already going to be here, and I'm so excited about that. Now, as far as the trailer goes, guys, you can catch a glimpse of Ubisoft's post-Brexit London from an E3 2019 trailer. One of the main features to be shown off is the game's central idea that everyone and anyone is recruitable, from construction workers to Albion soldiers themselves, all with their own special set of skills and unique drone abilities. And that's incredibly exciting, guys. As far as the gameplay is concerned, making its return in Watch Dogs Legion is a selection of non-lethal and lethal weaponry. The game's predecessor leaned a good bit into the former and saw protagonist Marcus knock people out with a stun gun and that yo-yo thing. That said, there were plenty of deadly and loud weapons on offer if that wasn't your style, from assault rifles to pistols. And now that we've seen everything from nail guns and assault rifles in Watch Dogs Legion, it's safe to say you can expect plenty of variety from Watch Dogs Legion's guns, and I 100% agree with that, guys. Now, as far as the characters that you can have, there's a construction worker, which has a wrench, nail gun, drone, and access to a uniform. You have a street artist, comes equipped with a paintball gun and paint bomb. There's a drone expert, which has a shock drone, drone swarm, and hacking abilities. Football hooligan takes less damage and can rally friends to help out in a fight. I'm interested about the football hooligan. The spy comes equipped with a fancy car and silencer. The anarchist has a smoke grenade to obscure enemy vision and a bandana to protect against gas. You have a paramedic, access to a uniform and ambulance could be handy. You have the hitman, able to do instant gun takedowns and dodge, comes equipped with the Desert Eagle. And then a hacker, hacking abilities, increased hacking cooldown, and ability to deploy an engineer. I gotta say, guys, the two I'm really excited to use will be the Football Hooligan and, of course, the Hitman. With Watch Dogs Legion concept of building an army in mind, it makes sense that you can play Watch Dogs Legion co-op with up to 4 friends. Multiplayer enthusiasts can expect dedicated online content with missions and side activities such as bare-knuckle boxing, freestyle football, illegal currying, and posting street art. According to the game's website, there will also be challenging endgame content alongside free regular updates, adding new online modes, rewards, and themed events. And I hope, guys, as time goes, they add new game modes to the multiplayer and such to keep you coming back to the game over and over again. So that's something I'm really hoping for at the end of the day. Now, there's no word yet on what that'll all include, but to us, it all sounds quite similar to GTA 5's online suite of activities, which include multiplayer heists that act as endgame content, and I would love that. A Watch Dogs 3 London setting has been touted for some time now since it was teased at the end of the previous game, but this isn't your typical representation of England's big smoke. Watch Dogs Legion setting is confirmed to be a post-Brexit dystopian London, and it will, of course, be open world, which I can't wait. From just looking at the visuals and such, guys, the graphics look great. I'm so excited to kind of go in this post-Brexit London and really, like, walk around, be able to kind of traverse the world in ways that we want to by hacking everything and such. It's going to be something I think could be really special. According to Hawking, however, Ubisoft decided on London as Watch Dogs Legion setting before the Brexit debate kicked off in earnest. That said, the studio has embraced what's happened and isn't shying away from what it is, admittedly a tricky political climate. It's not all Brexit, though, and Ubisoft has put a lot of thought into the game's location design. So big is the Watch Dogs Legion map size that it stretches from Camden to Brixton. If your feet feel weary at the thought of walking that, though, then you'll be happy to know that there is Watch Dogs Legion fast travel, which is exciting. Of course, the fast travel in the game is represented by the Tube and the London Underground. It is London after all. If you don't fancy the Tube, however, and want to experience London's terrible traffic, you can hack and control the city's infamous black cabs. So all in all, guys, I think that there is a lot of things to be really excited about here with Watch Dogs Legion. And, I think that as we get closer to this, we're going to be finding out more information, guys. I'm just really hoping that this game, Watch Dogs Legion, does what should have happened with Watch Dogs 2, which should have been, it should have been like this really large title, guys, that got the recognition it deserved. And really, I just felt it didn't because of those other games that were coming out around the same time. But now with this, even though you're going to have some big titles at the end of the year coming out, I think that this could be something really special. It's very different. I think people are on board with it. It's a full package. You've got co-op modes, you've got multiplayer, you have a single player story. There's a lot of ways you can connect with this franchise, and this is why I'm very excited about this title in particular. There's a lot to be excited about. If you're a Watch Dogs fan like myself, I think there's a lot for us to be really excited about with this title and what it could do with setting up the future of Watch Dogs games. But with that, guys, let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think about Watch Dogs Legion? What are you most excited about? Let me know. And for more Watch Dogs Legion content and videos, stay here with Zero TV. Rainbow Six has become a staple in gaming, guys, and I've had questions from people asking me what I feel the future of the Rainbow Six franchise looks like. And with that, guys, I thought we could take a trip down memory lane of one of the titles that was supposed to come out from Rainbow Six and got canceled, and then, of course, we ended up getting Rainbow Six Siege. So let's talk about it. So, guys, Rainbow Six Patriots, which was going to be the next title that would come out in the Rainbow Six franchise. And obviously, guys, Rainbow Six Quarantine is the next, addition to the Rainbow Six franchise, and what kind of void it's gonna fill is unknown at this point in time. However, if we look at the past as to, what happened here with Rainbow Six Patriots, because there was a lot of people who were very excited about this title, myself included, there were a couple of things that I believe happened here that really led to the cancellation of Rainbow Six Patriots. So, according to Wikipedia, guys, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Patriots is, of course, a canceled first-person shooter video game, part of the Tom Clancy Rainbow Six series announced on the cover of the December 2011 issue of Game Informer. So yeah, guys, this was on the issue of Game Informer in 2011. It was to be published by Ubisoft and was developed by the company's Montreal studio with additional development by Ubisoft Toronto and Red Storm Entertainment. Due to the death of Tom Clancy in October 2013, concern was raised that this game would become the last to bear his name, which is obviously not what happened, but Ubisoft has since stated that they will continue putting Tom Clancy's name on future Tom Clancy titles out of respect for the late author, which I think is really cool. Patriots was canceled in 2014 and it was announced in 2011. Instead, Ubisoft started development on a new Rainbow Six game called Siege. So look, we got Rainbow Six Siege out of Rainbow Six Patriots, essentially, out of that cancellation. So you could look at it as a positive thing because Rainbow Six Siege, guys, has really put Rainbow Six on the map in a way unlike any of these other titles had ever done. However, I kind of wanted to talk about, what this game was all going to be about. Team Rainbow is called to New York City to deal with the terrorist group calling itself the True Patriots. Styling themselves as a populist militia group, the True Patriots have taken it upon themselves to act as judge, jury, and executioner on behalf and avenging the alleged victims of what they see as Wall Street corruption. To complicate the situation, the new leader of Team Rainbow is James Wolfe, a former Navy SEAL who believes ethics are irrelevant in dealing with the True Patriots. As Echo leader, a man who looks up to Wolfe as a father figure, they must stop the True Patriots at all costs, even at the price of their own personal morality. So here's what I'm going to get at. Rainbow Six Patriots, just from the plot alone, it had me sold on this. I was thinking, look, this is going to be a really good game. Now, we got Rainbow Six Siege out of it. So once again, we're going back to Rainbow Six Siege here because Rainbow Six Siege, guys, I thought is really putting Rainbow Six on the map in a way unlike any of these other games ever did. However, the one knock I have on Rainbow Six Siege is there's no campaign. Rainbow Six Patriots was going to have a full-blown campaign, guys. Rainbow Six Siege has like operator missions, and then of course you have the main multiplayer, which the esports side of Rainbow Six is absolutely in an incredible place with Rainbow Six Siege, so we can't knock them for that. But I would really have liked to see Rainbow Six Patriots from a standpoint of actually having it, from campaign and a single player story. I think that would have been absolutely awesome. We've talked in the past, guys, on the YouTube channel about the future of Rainbow Six. You guys can check out all of that content. Whether we're talking Rainbow Six Vegas, maybe they go back to that. Maybe they come back and try to do Rainbow Six Patriots at some point. Vegas or Patriots, or if they continue Siege with Siege 2. I would really like, guys, Rainbow Six to go back to having a campaign. Sure, doing multiplayer is a great thing, and having sieges that I think is important. But as with further installments in this franchise, I think it's important to have a campaign as well as a multiplayer. That's why I'm really hoping that Rainbow Six Quarantine will have a campaign as well as multiplayer and co-op experiences. But I think the thing about Quarantine is that it's not, sure, it's kind of coming from us from the Rainbow Six Outbreak that came out, and it's kind of a take on that, right? From this perspective, that has nothing to do with the Outbreak like Rainbow Six Patriots, I want to see that as well. Kind of something like Rainbow Six Vegas and such. I think that these stories, there's a lot more to be told here with Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six. But that's what happened, guys, here with Rainbow Six Patriots. Pretty much, it got canceled. I'm not sure exactly why, though. Why it got canceled maybe had to do with Tom Clancy, passing away. And then on top of that, they just felt maybe there were some creative differences. Maybe there was, they just didn't really like where the story was going. They wanted to focus more on multiplayer, which is exactly what they did with Siege. And now we got Siege, which was, at first shaky start, but then as they continued to develop and have updates and things of that nature, it's a massive esport. It's a massive game at this point in time. I would have loved to see Rainbow Six Patriots, though, guys. Part of me would have absolutely loved it. Maybe they'll revisit it sometime. Who knows? I think they got a special story here that could be told. But with that, guys, let me know. I want to pass it on to all of you. What do you guys think about Rainbow Six Patriots being canceled? Do you think this is a game that should have come out? Do you think it could come out and be re-greenlit at some point in the future? Let me know. And for more Rainbow Six content and videos, stay here with Zero TV. Tom Clancy's Elite Squad is an upcoming title that is coming to us, of course, from Ubisoft, and it's a title that I'm pretty excited about because of what it looks like, as well as, what this could lead to in the future, which we'll get to here shortly. And I've made some Elite Squad content you guys can check out here on the YouTube channel, but I wanted to go ahead and talk about everything that we know so far about Elite Squad. We can break it down, and I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. So in an article, guys, written by Brandon McIntyre of Digital Trends, July's Ubisoft Forward demonstrated some of Ubisoft's biggest upcoming titles, including Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Far Cry 6, Hyperscape, and Watch Dogs Legion, along with the overshadowed Tom Clancy's Elite Squad. Elite Squad is the publisher's upcoming mobile-exclusive hero RPG announced at E3 2019 and was among the comparable, more hyped titles releasing on next-gen systems. While Ubisoft didn't grant too much information on the newest trailer, which had a long, flashy action sequence starring multiple Ubisoft characters, Elite Squad's official website provides some expectations. So, it is a tactical RPG with hero shooter elements. Elite Squad employs the gameplay style of the other mobile tactical RPGs, with Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes as a close comparison, though its battle system resembles XCOM and Halo Wars. Boiled down, players use 5 fighters from Ubisoft's character catalog to have shootouts with 5 opposing fighters. Characters come with specialized equipment, such as a riot shield and certain firearms, and each has gear that can be upgraded over time. Elite Squad has multiple modes, including a campaign with a unique Tom Clancy storyline, a player versus player mode, and a guild versus guild mode. So what I got to say, guys, is I'm very interested to see how this is going to play out. I'm very interested in it, and I love all the characters, the character catalog that Ubisoft has for this game. Now, one of the game's more notable elements is its use of Ubisoft's game characters. Each of the players' 5 fighters is a character from Ubisoft's game library, including Sam Fisher of the Dorman Splinter Cell series, Gabriel Logan of the Siphon Filter games, and more from Ghost Recon, Rainbow Six, and The Division. And really quick, before we move on, I alluded to earlier that, what this could mean for other games within, Ubisoft's catalog of games that they've got. Could Elite Squad greenlight a Splinter Cell game out of what is the dormant Splinter Cell series? Could this be that thing that kind of gives us that hope, or they're kind of giving us, kind of a little bit of a tease of what is to maybe come in the future? Because they're obviously telling us that they haven't forgotten about Splinter Cell. And so we've been asking for it for years as well, and it's pretty much the one game that's been dormant for a long time. I mean, they got Ghost Recon, Rainbow Six, they got Division games coming. So at the end of the day, Splinter Cell is the one thing we're waiting on. Now, it wouldn't be too much of a surprise if more Ubisoft characters entered the fray later on as purchasable DLC. This could include hackers from the Watch Dogs series, though there's a running theme regarding Ubisoft's military-based franchises with marksman characters, so the Assassin's Creed franchises, Altair and Ezio, may be off the table. Elite Squad will be Sam Fisher's first appearance since 2013 Splinter Cell Blacklist, guys. That is unbelievable. Currently, Android users can pre-register for the game on the Google Play Store, and iOS players can pre-order the game on the App Store. Pre-registering ahead of release can net players Rainbow Six character Montagne's Tier 2 semi-automatic pistol, the M1911, as well as a special character from Ghost Recon Wildlands. And guys, once again, I gotta say that I'm really excited about this title, just because not so much, even I'm excited about it just because it looks like it's fun, but I'm also really excited about it because of what this could mean for the future. The fact that there's so much emphasis on Sam Fisher, Splinter Cell, that's a big deal. Because obviously, our friends over at Ubisoft have not forgotten about Splinter Cell. Even though a lot of people believe, that Splinter Cell is long gone, it's never coming back. And I've talked on the YouTube channel many times that, look, there's a reason why Sam Fisher is front and center here with Elite Squad. There's a reason. Now, maybe they are completely moving on. They just want, they want to give their kudos to Splinter Cell. They're not planning on making any other games in the future. But this is more so telling me that they haven't forgotten about Splinter Cell, that they haven't forgotten about Sam Fisher, and they're planning on making more Splinter Cell games in the future. It's one of the most, hyped games and one of the games that's been most asked about by Ubisoft. Why wouldn't they continue Splinter Cell? So with that, guys, let me know in the comment section down below, though. What do you guys think about Elite Squad? Are you guys excited about it? Do you not care about it? Let me know what you guys think. And for more Elite Squad content and videos, stay here with Zero TV. And with that being said, everyone, I hope you guys did enjoy this episode of the 8 Below Show. And if you guys did, leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, stay positive, and as always, I'll talk to you guys all in the next one. Peace.